welcome to Pokésports, a competitive Pokemon podcast. I'm Mike, and I play with one Pokemon on the field.
I'm Kevin. I make dragons cry.
What?
I've been playing too much Tears of the Kingdom.
Okay. All right. Kevin's out here making dragons cry. Honestly, it's a good game.
It's a pretty good game.
I think it has legs.
I'll be honest. When it came to Hartford, I wasn't. Everyone else was playing Tears of the Kingdom. They were all worried about Tears of the Kingdom being the reason why they performed poorly. I was playing Breath of the Wild, so I didn't really have that itch. I could put Breath of the Wild down and I'll be like, okay, I'm not missing out on anything. But then I started playing Tears of the Kingdom. It's crazy how much better of a game it is.
Right.
And now I have Milwaukee in literally less than 48 hours.
Yeah, that's true.
So I asked me if I'm mentally prepared to play 10 rounds of Swiss.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Just how much better of a game Tears of the Kingdom is than Breath of the Wild. Like, it's good. I've gone and spoiled the entire story for myself because I'm just that guy. Like, I don't care about experiencing the story. I'm more of a watcher or a reader. So I went and watched all the cutscenes. I'm still playing it. I'm still playing through it. Because I'm just like, I want to experience playing this game.
And originally, like, a lot of people's like first thoughts and opinions are like, wow, they really just released another game in the same map. Does it feel like the same map? They've done such a good job making everything feel fresh and new and in the future. And you start on a different point. Like, yeah, technically it's the same map, but it doesn't feel that way. It
helps that I barely remember the first map.
Yeah, that's fair.
Maybe that's part of the magic where like it was so expansive before that like people don't really remember everything.
We promise we're going to talk about Pokemon today.
We absolutely will. Yep.
In fact, if you want to hear more Tears of the Kingdom talk, patreon.com/Pokésports. We spent like 15-20 minutes talking about it there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Our weekly preach was all on that. And now it's Pokemon time. Yeah, we're all in on Pokemon. Hey, for me, it's pretty good. Pokemon's going pretty good. I'm enjoying the ladder right now. We're going into what's that, season 7, still Regulation C at the time of recording, but it looks like in the kind of state of the world, nobody is immune to the financial crisis. Not businesses, not people, and certainly not Pokésports. And in an effort to not lay off Kevin, Michael, has decided to not go to Milwaukee.
I was wondering where you were going with this.
We're saving money. We're cutting costs. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not going to go to Milwaukee this weekend. I was up until about 2 weeks ago when I was like, oh, nope, can't do it. It's just
never mind.
Not going to work. But Kevin is.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
And is it just you and Harrison?
Me and Harrison have boys' night out, boys' weekend out.
No, that's great.
You know what, Mike? We're going to do a podcast without you.
How could you? How could you? So it's going to be a Pokésports X game corner, but there's going to be no Mike from Pokésports, and there's going to be no Mocha and no Captain from Game Corner. Okay. So I'm going to have to do one with Mocha and Sheldon. And
you cheated on me this weekend. You commentated a whole thing.
I totally did.
Yeah. Talk about it. Tell me about it. I didn't watch it at all.
That's okay. It was the Wide League, who is a really great guy, WD Michael, also named Michael, Michael's Unite. It was a fun tournament to cast. I wasn't too much a part of it in like the Saturday section of it, but I was able to be there in the top 8.
Special guest Michael.
Yeah, that was kind of what it was. It was like, just hop in and, guest commentate. I was doing this with the Dodd at Bane Waroos.
Waroos?
Bane Roofs. And it was a really, really, really fun time. We casted a best of 3. I loved it. Then later on, Big Slim World. Do you know of Big Slim World?
Yeah.
Yeah, we met him, I believe, in Ohio.
Everywhere. We've met him multiple places.
Yeah, we see him all over the place. Yeah. Yeah, he was also commentating the top 8 ahead, or the top 4 and finals.
Look at that star-studded commentation.
It was fun. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And honestly, it made me just want to do it more and get better at it. The day before, we had a little like production meeting and went over some stuff, went and practiced a couple of games. And it really felt like a whole like well-oiled machine by the time we actually went in and did it. It's so hard to coordinate that many people to be a part of something. Like even just the casters alone, I believe there were like somewhere around 12 different casters, all being coordinated with one another. And it just seemed to go off without a hitch. I'm sure, working in broadcast myself, that like anything, there's always going to be some kind of issue, but they didn't make it look like it was a problem at all. So
any DCs?
It worked out.
Any games DC'd?
Not that I know. How did they pull the games on screen? So that's the biggest problem that I think Pokemon has, just period. Okay. That like the only way you can get, vision in a game is kind of the way you're probably thinking, where, the person who's playing does have to have a capture card, does have to have some way of showing their match. Thankfully, camera technology has gotten a little better. So like, yeah, fair. I guess if you really wanted to, you could just kind of set up a camera in front of your Switch and do it.
Easy. Just send all of your competitors an Elgato.
That's it.
And expect them to have it working.
If you can't bring them to you, you bring Elgato to them. That's the way. Talking about finances and saving money, cutting costs, that is the most expensive thing you could possibly do. Try sending out 600 $100 Elgato capture cards.
Hold on, somebody buy Elgato stock before you do that. Or was it Corsair? Exactly. Corsair stock. I think Corsair owns Elgato.
That's right. Yeah. Corsair would probably get some kind of kickback from that. Yeah.
Maybe. Anyway, we got home.
It was a real good time, and we've got lots of other stuff going on. So let's move on to that. What are we going to do here? We're going to go to this one. Ooh. Yeah. We gotta bring in the Regirock, because of course. Wait, are those even in it? Home is here.
Home is here, but Regirock is not here with Home.
Regirock is not here.
Poor guy. He didn't.
They brought in Regieleki and Regidrago, but not.
Wow.
Not the other Reggies. Wow.
What about the others? That I don't like that. You know why I don't like that?
Why don't you like that?
I've always felt like Regidrago and and Regieleki were like they aren't the OGs.
No, they're the cousins.
Yeah. So like now they feel even further away from the trio.
Yeah.
It makes me feel like, oh, okay, there was actually no purpose to them.
There was a trio and then there was a duo. And then the trio had a big daddy of Regigigas. And then the duo doesn't really relate to Regigigas at all. They're just kind of like, I just finished watching Succession, and Regidrago is kind of like the Greg, if anybody knows. Yeah. So Pokemon Home dropped on Wednesday. That's today. Tuesday.
Technically, it depends on what part of the world you were in.
Yeah.
And I didn't receive mine until I just received mine. Maybe like about, I want to say like before work. So around 1 or 2 in the afternoon.
So somewhere like 12 hours after.
Yeah, I feel like I was soup because they were cycling it out so it wouldn't crash on download. I just got like my update notification at like 2:00.
Wow, there you go. I don't know if I've gotten mine yet. I haven't actually updated mine yet.
I think everyone has it.
I'm sure I did. Yeah. But lots of Pokemon were now released. It was a lot less than we thought. which could be a good thing.
I guess they're saving the bulk for the DLC, right?
Yeah.
They got to give a reason for us to give them money.
Because we were curious about what was going to happen there, right?
They mostly just gave us a bunch of legends, it seems, and a bunch of forms of Pokemon that already existed, which I'm okay with, right?
Yeah, I'm super down for that. So talking about that, we've got a whole bunch of Pikachu caps. From Pikachu original cap to Pikachu world cap.
You're welcome. But did you hear? Okay, let's talk about the controversy first. So what everyone's upset about is that the Pokemon that you bring in from home, not only do they have their moves reset, that we knew, we expected, we get it, they also have their ability capsules reset. So if you caught a Blaze Incineroar, or if you had a Blaze Incineroar that was your beloved starter from Alola and you brought it all the way up and you ability capsuled it in Generation 8 to make it competitively viable, when you send it over to Scarlet Violet, it erases it and it goes back to Blaze. So it goes back to the original. But if you hatch an Incineroar that has the hidden ability, then that gets to keep the Intimidate. Does that make sense?
So that's one of those things where I believe last week I let out the narrative of like, it was probably such that the devs were like, hey, we can't really finish everything, all the functionality. We can't do it. And the marketing team was like, nah, we're putting this out today. So we're going to drop a tweet. And on the 24th, they were like, yep, the home's coming out on the 24th.
Good luck.
The devs boss were like, hey, no, whoa, hold on. No, can't do it. Slow your roll. And they were like, okay, we messed up. We can't push it that much longer. But if we give you a week, can you make it functional enough? Nope. And they were like, probably is what I assume happened. This is not what happened, but that's what I assume happened. So home dropped and there's some things missing, like that ability capsule thing. And that's going to happen.
There's another thing.
Tell me the other thing.
It's great being in a group chat with just like a bunch of our dev friends because they all just complain about the same thing. So apparently also, if there's a Pokemon that is Gigantamax factored, you can't transfer it at all. It's locked.
Oh.
It's impossible to transfer. And then you have Pierre responding with, well, I guess that's a solution.
How are we going to fix it? They can't go home.
They can't leave.
Oh.
They're locked. They're stuck in home.
Well, their house is too big. They can't go out into the world. They're going to step on stuff.
Instead of just deleting the Gmax factor, they were like, can't go in.
Right.
Which leads me to believe that since we already know that if a Pokemon had a move that was in Scarlet Violet, that was in Sword and Shield, in theory, you can gen one to go back and it's allowed on the ladder. That leads me to believe that maybe it's possible to Dynamax if you are able to get it through.
You can Dynamax if you try hard enough.
Someone gen a Dynamax one. I just want to see if it's possible.
Oh my gosh. That would be so funny. Anyway, congrats to the devs. You made a thing that is functional enough.
You did it. We got here.
Absolutely wild. Good stuff. Good stuff. So the Pikachus, you can bring them in now. But you can also bring in lots of other Pokemon, but not as many as you think. We've got a bunch of starters. And I've got some weird beef about that too. We've got Charmander, we've got the Charmander line, Cyndaquil line, Oshawott line, Chespin, Froakie, Rowlet, Scorbunny, Sobble. You've got all of those Pokemon coming in, but what you don't have
Where's my Incineroar?
Incineroar and Rillaboom.
Come on, man.
Now, I've been watching a couple other content creators, and they seem to think that was because of the home acceleration, because they were really trying to get it out in time. And
Rillaboom's here.
Hey?
Yeah, it's just not on that list, but if you scroll down further, it's there.
Is it?
Incineroar is not.
Oh, it is.
So
it totally is. Yay. Okay, but Incineroar was they were saying that was because they were going to bring that in through terror raids, but they just weren't able to do that. Oops.
Yeah, big sad.
Anyway, so we've got lots and lots of starters here. No Squirtle and Bulbasaur.
Rest in peace, man.
Wow.
In case you were wondering which one Game Freak likes the most, it's Charizard.
Pokemon's out here picking sides. I'm down for them to bring Chestnut in, but
I don't think it's gonna make a big difference. What are Chestnut's stats even look like? Let's look at. I have no idea what these Pokemon stats are even.
I can do that for you. Yeah, we've got Chestnut.
Oh, yeah. You're not using Chestnut. It's got 122 defense, and that's the only good one.
It does get body press.
Okay. I'm listening.
Anytime a Pokemon has like high enough defense, the only thing I can say about it is like it gets body press.
It gets iron defense, body press, and spiky
body
shield.
Press, by the way.
I'm just saying. Oh, it's a 2-time stab body press if you're fighting Terra.
Oh.
Hold on. Chestnut, new meta?
Fighting Terra, new meta?
It's not like it's one shot by Fluttermane or anything.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
We'll be okay.
Does it get Heavy Slam?
Oh, wait, it's bulletproof. Does that stop Moonblast? No, it stops Shadow Ball.
Shadow Ball.
That's one thing that it does
it get
at least.
Any steel moves?
Iron defense.
Iron defense. It gets Metal Claw.
Iron Head. It gets Iron Head.
Iron Head. Yeah, okay.
That's a good enough one.
It's fine. It's decent. It gets Wide Guard, though. Anyway, Chestnut is there. Good job, Chestnut.
We spent more time than we should have on Chestnut.
Honestly. For some of these, like Typhlosion, Samurott, and Decidueye, it's because their Hisuian forms are in there as well, and we'll talk about that too. But of course, you've got Cinderace and Inteleon, Charizard as well, who we've already got in the game. Charizard and Cinderace, at least. Do we have Inteleon? Yes, we do.
Yeah, we do.
We totally did a whole thing.
Yeah, we totally did that.
Yeah. But not only do we get all the Hisuian Pokemon, like Weirdeer, Kleavor, Ursaluna, Basculegion, Sneasler, Overquill, and Enamorus, but we also get all of the Alolan Pokemon.
Ooh,
Alolan Raichu,
we have
Dugtrio.
We have Wugtrio and Wigtrio now. I can't wait.
We can have a full Dugtrio team.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay.
We can have a Diglett Dugtrio team. We can have a Wiglet and Wuglet. We can have a Diglett and Duglet. We can have a.
Where are we going with this?
We can have a Dimple and Domple. You know, you can have all 6 Pokemon. That's my point. It's a team of 6.
Is it actually a team of 6 or is it a team of 1, 2, 3 plus 9, 12?
Why is it 12?
Because there's 3 Diglets to a Dugtrio.
Oh, wow. Hold on. We're going to do some math. Okay. Yeah. So we've got 3, 6, 9. Yeah. You're right. 12. Yeah. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
I love it.
We got 12 Diglets in one team.
Is Wiglet Wugtrio? Is Wugtrio still 3? Yeah, it is still 3.
It's 3, just in different places.
It's always 3. Okay, but we've also got Persian, Alolan Persian. Galarian Slowbro is here as well.
I am actually excited for that. Yeah. Like Alolan Persian, Galarian Slowbro, and Slowking, and Alolan Muck, I feel like have a pretty decent spot in the meta. Isn't Galarian Slowbro a poison type?
Yes, absolutely it is.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you know what? Pokemon's really popular right now.
Anything that can come in and threaten Fluttermane is a pretty nice Pokemon in my book.
I think Alolan Muck is going to do it a lot better, though. Dark and Poison. You can't even Shadow Ball it. There is legitimately nothing that Fluttermane can do to Alolan Muck.
I mean, you can Moonblast it. It's neutral.
Oh, yeah, but that's not outgoing. You could just Shadow Sneak him back.
I'm curious what Alolan Muck's special defense stat is.
Alolan Muck's actually really, it's base 100. It's really well distributed.
Ooh, and base 100 HP. That thing's living.
And then Power of Alchemy, the Pokemon copies abilities of a defeated ally. You can do funny things with that. You got Gluttony too, so you can have a Pinch Berry at 50% HP instead of 25.
I've noticed that a lot of ability copying things have trouble with like photosynthesis and that kind of stuff. So like,
that's fair.
We're not getting that at least, but really anything else. Like there's so many Pokemon entering the meta now with so many abilities that like there's a lot more stuff to copy now. That's something that people don't really talk about too much. It's just like with all the new Pokemon coming in, they all have abilities. And like there are a lot more abilities entering the meta now. Anyway, Hisuian Electrode is in as well. The Articuno Zapdos Moltres as well as their Galarian variants are in.
That's going to be great whenever they enter the meta.
Mm-hmm.
I think a Dark ×2 Stab Fiery Wrath is going to be really fun on Galarian Moltres.
Yes.
I'm also curious to see how Zapdos performs when it can literally terrestrialize. Zapdos is already like such a good typing. Electric Flying.
Oh.
Yeah, and it can get so bulky. Like I remember Zapdos being absolutely toxic with like Roost and Stalling and T-Waves and a bunch of nonsense.
That's a really good point.
It's like now you can terrestrialize.
There are a lot of Pokemon that just can terrestrialize and be good. But I will say that this far into the meta, I haven't really seen as many Pokemon as I thought I would that are made relevant because of terrestrialization.
That's fair. Terrestrialization is more of it's less Dynamax factor in the fact that it makes bad Pokemon good, but it makes good Pokemon dumb. Like, yes. It like you take a Tyranitar, which was already a great Pokemon, and you say, "Hey, I'm flying type now. Good luck." There's just nothing you can do. Like, okay, yeah, I guess you're flying type now. Or same thing with Garchomp and turning Fire Terra. Oh, you want to burn Garchomp? No. Oh, you want to hit me with a Fairy move? No. Oh, you want to hit me with an Ice move? No. It's great.
No, it's true. But I mean, like Tyranitar. The Tyranitar is a good example of a Pokemon who is there because Kyogre isn't. Because the weather war is kind of balanced right now. Later on, you'll get things like Kyogre, Groudon, even Rayquaza coming in, where like you're not bringing in a Tyranitar ever.
Yeah, that's fair.
Ever, even if it can terrestrialize into Bug, you're not going to do it. You're not going to bring it in.
You want me to blow your mind?
Blow my mind.
This is something that no one's talking about. Heatran is here.
Yes,
Heatran with terrestrialization, you could turn into a grass type.
I really hope that they allow Heatran into the meta early. At all.
Yeah, I mean, usually what they do is they'll allow like the Zapdos, the Moltres, the not legendary, but legendary ones.
Right.
Before they add restricted ones in. So we should at least get a series with just them and no restricted. Like that was series 7 or no, that was series 5. We had them, but no restricted. Because I remember being allowed to use Urshifu, but not allowed to use Zacian.
Yes.
So whenever our Series 5 is, I expect to see them coming in. And I'm excited because Heatran with Grass, I mean, and Flash Fire, you can't even get hit by fire moves. You're just sitting there. No one in their bright mind is going to be like, that's a Heatran, Fire Steel type. I'm going to hit it with an Ice move.
It's a Ceruledge, but Steel.
I'd argue, but better. Those are better stats.
Sure. It's a Ceruledge, but with better stats. Steel, meaning it has the ability to take out a Fluttermane.
Fluttermane can't touch that thing.
No.
Fairy? Yeah, right. Next.
My question for you, because I wasn't playing VGC when Heatran was a thing.
It was the H in Chalk.
Chalk. Oh,
it was the H in Chalk. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to ask about that in a second. But is Heatran not classified as mythical?
No, it was on a volcano. You can still get in the game. Right? Yeah.
It was like a.
It was post game. Yeah, it was just a post game legend.
Okay.
In Gen 4.
Okay. So tell me about Chalk. Quick.
Chalk was Cresselia Heatran, which again by themselves is a great core because Cresselia has Levitate. A was Amoonguss, L was Landorus Therian, and K was Kangaskhan. This was VGC 14. That was a very popular core.
Kangaskhan. Oh, yeah, Mega
Kangaskhan,
Sure.
Mike's like, Kangaskhan, hold on. Yeah. Nah, it used to be good.
I know VGC is weird, but like that weird. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay.
And then the last
then now we have Palance. I guess that's just kind of the nerfed version of Chalk right now.
But yeah, imagine Chalk with like, imagine running those 4. Because we can leave out Kangaskhan right now.
Right.
Imagine running Cresselia, Heatran, Amoonguss, and Landorus Therian in a meta that has terastallization. That is going to be scary.
Well, you know what it's going to be, though? It's going to be Chalf.
Oh, because Fluttermane and something else. What did you add there?
No, I didn't add anything. I took out Kangaskhan and I added in Fluttermane. It's Chalf.
Welcome to the Chalf core.
Welcome to Chalf.
You could have a bundle, too. Chalf.
Yeah, Chalfy. For iron. Chalfib. All right, yeah. Cresselia is also coming back, which is... I am interested to see a meta with Cresselia. I'm interested to see a meta with Heatran, because those are... Was Cresselia in Sword and Shield?
It was there, but it wasn't great.
Right, okay.
Like, Porygon 2 is technically tankier, and it had a better typing.
Yeah.
But now you could terastallize, so who knows?
So there's that thing, is we're not getting Pokemon like Porygon 2. We're not getting a ton of Pokemon, again, likely because of the DLC. They want to keep us on our toes for what is and is not going to be included. But again, yes, we got all of the Hisuian Pokemon, including Hisuian Lilligant. This list that I have is all out of order, so I'm seeing some that I didn't mention before, but Hisuian Lilligant is in that as well. We've got all of the genies, so Tornadus, Thundurus, Landorus, and Enamorus. We can finally use Enamorus in battle.
I want to use that in Trick Room.
Yeah.
The Therian form is like, its stats are correct.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like really good. It's like a perfect distribution for a Trick Room Pokemon.
Wow.
And it's special and flying type, so it's great into like Earthquake spams. Yeah, 46 base speed, 100, above 100 in both defenses, and 135 special attack.
Whoa.
Yeah. Dumb Pokemon.
That's a what's his name? That's a Paradoxmon.
And it gets Overcoat, so it can't get Spored. So Amoonguss can't even like threaten it at all.
Come on.
Yeah, and you can hit with flying moves back. It's the Amoonguss killer, man.
We've also got Goodra, Diancie, Hoopa, Volcanion. Volcanion is here. Our Scald user is back in the game.
Our one and only Scald user that uses Hydro. What's the other one called?
Hydro Steam?
No, that's the Walking Wake one.
It's Walking Wake.
Steam Eruption. That's
Steam Eruption. Yeah. We've got Magearna, Zacian, and Zamazenta are coming back at the same time, and Eternatus. Because why not?
Because why
they
not?
Just said why not? Yeah.
Urshifu I'm excited for, though.
Yes.
Bro, they gave that thing Swords Dance. And it crits and Breakthrough Protect.
Zarude is here with Regieleki and Regidrago. Glastrier, the nerfed horse, Spectrier, Calyrex with all of its forms. Oh, it's going to be interesting.
Ursaluna is the one everyone wants to play. And I'm kind of there with you. Yeah, Ursaluna is going to be great. It's a normal type that doesn't get hit by Fluttermane. It can probably live anything Fluttermane throws at you. Sneasler is going to be pretty cool. It's a poison type. Anything that's poison right now is pretty good.
I don't think Sneasler is going to be used.
I think with its Dire Claw, it might be.
Oh.
It's a 50% chance to status you, period. So it could be a poison, sleep, paralysis, or freeze.
Oh, maybe everyone's going to use this. Never mind. I realized what Dire Claw does. Okay,
yeah, Dire Claw is kind of silly. Basque Legion, I think, is going to be underexplored, but it's going to hurt a lot, especially on like rain teams. It gets adaptability, then you get to Water Terror on top of the adaptability.
Sure.
And then you get to be a Basque Legion.
Right. I feel like people who like using Great Tusk right now are going to switch right over to Ursaluna.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like
probably.
They're not going to touch Great Tusk again.
Ursaluna is going to be the Tinglu replacement. Just mark my words. It's a Tinglu that isn't weak to
replacement. Oh.
It's a Tinglu that isn't weak to Fluttermane. Yeah, it's going to be amazing.
Oh yeah, and you can actually sometimes swap it into Fluttermanes.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
I think Ursaluna's the only thing that's awkward about Ursaluna is its speed. I do think that's just going to get resolved with speed control and with Trick Room, probably.
And because it has arms, Ursaluna does get close combat.
It also gets Headlong Rush.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that was actually
the big thing.
Oh, it gets Belly Drum?
Swords Dance, too. Oh.
And Belly Drum. Bro.
This thing's a problem.
And Heavy Slam. Oh yeah, there's the Fluttermane killer. It gets the Fluttermane move.
They
Heavy
were
Slam.
prepping for this like in Arceus. They knew what was coming, and they're like, you know what? We need to make a Pokemon that can come in late, so the people know what they're hating.
Have you looked at the stat distribution recently?
I don't want to. I'm going to. Okay. Base it's 550 ridiculous. With 45 special attack. That's 505 stats distributed among everything else. However, speed is 50. So you have two stats that are basically nothing. Two stats that are basically nothing. A base stat total of 550. 455 stats among HP, attack, defense, and special defense. 130 HP, 105 defense. Pretty decent. 80, special defense.
Not great.
Not too bad.
AV
slap an assault vest on this thing? Oh my gosh.
Slap an assault vest. You can't burn it either.
Disgusting.
You can't burn it. You give it guts. You ruin yourself. You see that 140 base attack? Multiplied by 2, that's guts. Congratulations. You are now effectively what is that? 280. What's 100 and what's 550 plus 140?
550 plus 140 is 690.
Congratulations, you have more stats than a Zacian, almost.
Wow. Just through burn. Something as easy as burn. I love it.
Hey, Arcanine, nice try. Good luck. It's me. I'm a bear.
Wow. So anyway, I'm excited for how this is going to go. Now, looking at the Pokemon that have come in to the meta, what do you think the next regulation is going to be?
Yeah, it just has to be plus home. A lot of people are saying all of it. I think all of it minus legends. Yeah, no legends. No legends.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think just the basic.
How far does legends extend? So are we talking like no Mewtwo, no?
Yeah, no restricteds. I think there will be a Lecky, there will be Urshifu, because we do technically have Chi-Yu and Tinglu and all of them right now, which are the sub-legends, right? There's the restricted legends and the sub-legends. I think the sub-legends are going to be in. No mythicals, obviously, because that's just kind of the thing that they do at the end. But things like Moltres,
Moltres,
yeah, the Galarians, things like that, Regieleki, Landorus, Thundurus, Tornadus. I think that's all going to be allowed in, and I think the meta's going to flip on its head.
Sure.
Like, we are not going to know what's going on. Like, worse than when they added Paradox Mons, because Paradox Mons, it's like, okay, they really only added like maybe 5 new viable Pokemon, 6 new viable Pokemon. Now they're adding a lot more than that.
I mean, they only added 16 Paradox Mons to the game in total. And like some of them aren't really usable, but most of them you can kind of figure something out.
Yeah.
But if they allow all of these Pokemon, there's a lot of relevant Pokemon. So many relevant Pokemon in this game.
You know what I'm excited for in the restricted format?
Yeah.
It's going to be using the origin forms of Dialga and Palkia. They just got made better with the origin forms. Their stats got better distributed. They made Palkia faster. They made Dialga tankier and better in Trick Room. So that's going to be exciting.
Wow. Yeah, it's going to be a wild time in BGC come July if that's what happens.
What are you most excited to use?
Out
of this list that we went over today?
I think if I had to choose anything, looking down, I want to experiment with Weirdeer a little bit.
Oh.
I think that could be kind of fun.
Weird Deer. What does that even do? It is tanky. I know that.
It's a normal good psychic.
Which is really good.
Yeah.
It's really decent into flooded mains. It does have Intimidate. It is another Intimidate user.
It is a mixed attacker, technically. It has 105 in both attack and special attack, which isn't that great. 65 speed, 103 HP. Its HP is pretty decent. But I want to see if, I don't know, like I just want to see how that'll do, because it's a typing I haven't really seen before.
Sap Sipper is cool too.
Yeah,
it's a typing you haven't seen before, Mr. Indeedee player. Anyway,
listen.
You literally played with Indeedee today.
It's a type I haven't seen before in a offensive category. I never use Indeedee as an offensive mon.
Male Indeedee.
I never use male Indeedee, and nobody should. You know it. What about you? Who are you excited to use?
Honestly, it was Alolan Muck until I reminded myself about Heatran. And now I really want to use Heatran.
Now it's Super Heatran, huh?
Yeah, now it's like Super Heatran. I'm like, it's such a cool Pokemon. I've always had a fascination with Heatran. Only Fire Steel type in the game. Gets Flash Fire. 130 base special attack too. People forget how strong this thing is. And again, I'm tired of Flooded Mane, dude. Just stick a Heatran on your team. Everything will be fine.
I feel like I've heard you say that like several times before in the past.
Probably complaining about Xerneas at the time, but yes, just stick a Heatran on your team. You'll be fine.
Stick a Heatran on your team.
Magma Storm. Magma Storm.
That's
a bad move. Don't use it.
Okay.
It's base 75.
I mean,
accuracy.
If you ever go back to singles, sure. All right. That is home. Home's going to be a wild ride. July is going to be the wild, wild west if they end up doing it. Otherwise, they're just going to be like, okay, here you go. Walking Wake, Iron Leaves. We're figuring out home still.
What is your Pokemon that you're excited about? Leave a comment or a question thing that Mike likes to ask.
Yeah, I'll put that as the question of the day. Let me make sure that I remember. We're going to ask the question while I put this. Oh,
ding, ding.
I hit the incredible, but it didn't go through, so it doesn't matter. All right, cool.
Not very incredible.
Favorite returning Pokemon is what I typed to Kevin. Okay, we're talking about VGC all over the world, basically.
Yeah, apparently every other country except for the United States had a regional this weekend, probably because they weren't celebrating Memorial Day.
That's why.
Most likely.
100%. Yeah, that's why. Because they weren't celebrating Memorial Day. What? I'm Canadian, and what is this? All right. We've got lots of national championships, or lots of championships, lots of tournaments that happen. Starting off with Taiwan, which happened on May 27th, 28th, with 134 qualified players. I feel like if we went through the top 8 for each of these, we would lose our minds. So what I'm going to do is just give a general overview, maybe talk about the team that came in first, but a general overview of what the teams looked like. For Taiwan, it's nice and easy. Almost everybody brought Fluttermane. 2 people didn't. But 14 out of 16 people brought Fluttermane.
In case you're wondering how the meta's doing, why we need Heatran, this is why.
Sure, yeah. Let's take a look around the world and see how often Fluttermane is used.
Among Us factor is real here too. Wow.
Oh, yeah. Bunch of Mungus.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Dude, 9.
That's a lot of Mungus. But the person who came in first didn't use an Amoonguss. That was Yang Da Wei, who ended up with a Fluttermane, Chen Pao, Talonflame, Iron Bundle, Garchomp, and Dragonite.
It's a good team.
It's a good team. We've seen it before. We've seen it all over the place. It's a good team.
You'll see it many times over. Mm-hmm. Good stuffs will always be good.
Right? I will say there were 2 teams in here who brought a Screamtail.
Proud of you.
Proud of you.
Oh, there's no pace though.
There's no pace for any of these guys. So I'm curious if this is like the Howl variant or the Perish Song variant. Probably not the Perish Song variant because it didn't have anything else to.
Yeah, Howl's been picking up in usage.
Yeah, Howl's actually really, really nice. But yeah, that's Taiwan. It was a little underwhelming to see some of the
teams. And we're at that point in the meta. The thing is, in a couple of days, probably literally today, while you're listening to this, there's usually a series that we're going to find out what Regulation D is before next week, most likely.
You think so?
Yeah, because they always do it a month before it ends, and that is the 1st.
Oh.
The month before
true.
Reg C
ends. We're really
ends.
close to June 1st, huh?
Yeah, so we're going to find out what Reg D is very soon. So
interesting. Let's take a hop, skip, and a jump over to Thailand. Thailand happened on May 28th. Thailand National Championships. By the way, I should mention that the top 3 people from Taiwan National Championships got their Worlds invite.
Hey, good job.
So it's huge. It is a huge tournament for the amount of people who are playing. Only 121 in attendance in Taiwan, but again, 3 out of 121 made it to Worlds right there, right then and there. Thailand was a little bit different. They had a top 8 because they only had 34 people attend. And 4 of them, half of those people got their Worlds invite. But all of those people brought Fluttermane.
I live in the wrong country, dude.
Yeah, right? We're doing this wrong. But yeah, there's everybody bringing Fluttermane on that one. About exactly half of the teams bringing Amoonguss. 6 out of 8 teams bringing Chi Yu. So, I mean, the meta's there.
Man, I'm looking at that Vivillon team, though. Is it time for a last-minute change?
Ooh.
To Wisconsin?
Anytime you see a Vivillon, you're like, I want to use that.
Yeah, I mean, this team's kind of lit. I'm looking at it. You got things like Specs Main, Bandit Ting Lu, Vivillon, Loaded Dice Backs. This is such a Kevin team.
This is a very Kevin team. There's nothing too strange about most of these, except for really the Citrus Berry Chi Yu.
I think they just ran out of items. They were like, I gotta give it something.
Can't give it Focus Sash. Gotta give it that. They could have given it Life Orb, I guess.
They could have given it Scarf, but like, are you really gonna run 3 choice items on your team?
I hesitate to bring 2. I see this Tinglu with a choice band and a Fluttermane with a choice specs, and I'm like, I could never. That is just a one-way ticket to Michael gets out-predicted every time land.
Michael gets hurt.
Yeah. It's a one-way ticket to hurt. I don't want to be in that town.
Is this the exact same team that won? No, it's not the same team, but I feel like I've seen this team a billion times. I'm starting to think this is a team that's picking up the whole Fluttermane, Amoonguss, Chi Yu, Gyarados, Tinglu, and Iron Hands. We saw it a lot in Taiwan Nationals, but towards the end of the bracket. But that does seem to be like a core.
Sure. Well, let's keep our eyes peeled for that. As we move on over to Bogota, Colombia.
Okay, LatAm. Look at LatAm having tours. Proud of you guys.
Yeah. On May 28th, 81 players showed up to Bogota to go and play that. And this one was actually for CP. Now we're back into a format that we're familiar with.
Our side of the world, yeah.
Yes. In Top Cut, the top 8 people earned CP ranging from 200 to 100. Top person was Juan Camilo Restrepo, who ended up with 200 CP, bringing a Fluttermane, Amoonguss, Chi Yu, Gyarados, Iron Hands, core again. Yeah. And Roaring Moon. There's the core. Didn't have to look very far.
Except this time running...
Roaring Moon instead of Tinglu.
Yeah. So I guess that's like the 5. That's the new good stuff score.
That's the new Palance. Palvin's out. Palvin's done.
It evolved. We're here now.
Coming in second, interesting. Aldo Loyola went in with an Annihilate, a Klefki, a Rotom Wash, a Gyarados, a Tinglu, and a Roaring Moon.
Klefki.
Big respect for the Klefki Rotom Wash combo there.
Rotom Wash, I guess you could do like this quick stuff with a Tinglu.
I know it's good, but like,
yeah.
Is it this good? I don't know.
Hey, it's nice for the disc quake, right? I'm assuming that's gonna be. I can't see the paste, but I'm trying to use my VGC brain here. I'm assuming that a banded Tinglu next to the Gyarados, next to the Rotom, next to probably an air balloon Klefki, and next to a flying Terra, Roaring Moon. That seems to make the most sense. So it's just Earthquake spam.
It's just Earthquake. Yeah, I mean, hey,
I see the worm in sixth place, though.
The worm is in sixth place.
He made it.
Daniel Nunez, Fluttermane, Earthworm, Talonflame, Screamtail, Tinglu, Dragonite. Ooh.
It's a team, dude.
You know what else is a team? What Kyle Ayala won fifth place with? Coming from the US to win 100 CP.
Hello, I'm gonna run Hard Trick Room, but also Dondozo Tatsugiri. When one doesn't work, you got the other.
Yeah, that's Indeedee, Hatterene, Dondozo Tatsugiri, Torkoal, and King Gambit. It's a very interesting combo.
I like it though. These are this is probably like the most creative that we've seen. This is
definitely the most diverse set so far over in Bogota, for sure. And then another hop, skip, and a jump over to Lima, Peru.
Another LATAM tournament.
Yeah. 27th, 28th of May.
Oh, okay.
84 players. What were you just flabbergasted by?
Number 4? Actually, number 4 and 6.
Number 4 and 6 came in with the exact same team, that being Fluttermane, Brute Bonnet, Annihilate, Palafin.
Arcanine Palafin, but okay.
What did I say? Annihilate? Oh, yeah. Arcanine Palafin, Magnezone, and Baxcalibur. Interesting.
I wish I could see what the heck this Magnezone was doing here.
He's there for moral support. Sometimes you need to bring a Pokemon in for moral support.
Yeah, Magnezone the cheerleader, I guess.
Yeah. They probably sent it out, and that's what it said on the bottom. It said Magnezone the cheerleader has popped out of the Pokeball, or whatever it says.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, coming in first was Matias Diaz, who
Dondozo finally won.
Brought a Dondozo Tatsugiri. Dondozo Tatsugiri getting the Joe UX9 treatment and finally winning a tournament with Iron Bundle, Chi-Yu, Fluttermane, and Glimmora. All special.
That's a very annoying team because I know exactly what their idea is. It's going to be like, hey, I'm Glimmora, I'm going to poison everything, and then I'm going to have Dondozo live the rest of the game. It's hard to beat. I still struggle against it all the time on Showdown, man. It's a rough team.
You can go in with 3 Pokemon, and that's it.
Yeah, pretty much.
All you need. Just Dondozo and Glimmora to lead, protect on the first turn, or set up a sub. They don't know.
I don't know why I'm so mystified by this Magnezone, man. But I guess, Magnezone used to be very bad because it's typing.
Sure.
Which you can now fix. It could be like analytics shenanigans. It actually doesn't have horrible stats. Maybe even Magnapult to hold things in that are steel type. What's steel type that's popular right now? Golden Go?
Yeah. Well, that also came in second.
That's fair.
Golden Go, Amoonguss, Mousehold, Great Tusk, Iron Bundle, Talonflame.
I would love to see this set. Like this would actually be, or whatever battle the Magnezone came in.
Mm-hmm.
If it even came to any battle, I would love to see that set. Sturdy? It gets sturdy.
Sure.
I could do things with sturdy. But like I was saying, you can Grass Terra this thing now. You can Flying Terra this thing now. Just stay safe from ground.
It looks like that event was unfortunately not streamed as well.
Wow.
So we'll never know. We will never
the
ever
mysterious
know.
Magnezone.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. They show the 9th to 16th place further down. And again, all Fluttermane down there. The only person who didn't bring a Fluttermane was Javier Valdez.
Who is IRN Nemesis. Popular name.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Plays a lot in the US.
Oh, okay. Not with Fluttermane, though.
Nah, not with Fluttermane. He's too cool for that.
Yeah.
Wow, this literally is 15 out of 16 Fluttermane. I didn't realize that until you just mentioned it. I took a look. Yep. I was like, oh yeah, he's right. Dude, yeah, we got a Fluttermane problem here, folks.
We've got one more month of this. We've got one more month of this. If we can just power through the next month, we're going to see far less Fluttermania. We're going to see far less Dondozo. Who am I kidding? We're still going to be seeing Dondozo all over the place.
We're probably still going to see Fluttermane all over the
place. We're going to see more Dondozos. No, we are going to see less Fluttermanes for sure.
I think with the home mons coming in, yeah, we have to. We're getting way too many poison and steel types.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But I am super curious to see what the interaction between the new Pokemon that came in through Scarlet Violet and the old Pokemon that are coming in through Home. I'm very interested to see what that interaction's like.
I'm curious, and this might be a next week pod thing because Home technically released the 30th of May.
Okay.
We still have the 31st of May to go through. So that's a whole day's worth of statistics of Showdown OU. I'm curious to see what's happening in OU when the first drops. Because when the first drops, we should be getting stats. Right?
That's interesting. Okay. Yeah, I can see it. I
want to see like what's popping off in OU right now. OU is probably a mess with all these new Pokemon right now because they all automatically enter OU, right? Until they're actually appropriately tiered. Or probably not probably not like Dialga and stuff and like Legends. They're probably just auto Ubers. But I mean, think
they get sent to Ubers, yeah.
Like Ursaluna, Pokemon that is good.
I'm sure they've been tested a little bit. With the information that they know. So like everyone probably has some kind of idea where it's going to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Especially through NatDex. I do want to quickly bring up one fun fact.
Okay.
That Landorus Therian, the Landorus that we all think that is going to enter back in the meta, is going to almost always need to terrestrialize against certain Pokemon.
I wonder which one that is.
Specifically Baxcalibur.
I thought you were going to say Iron Bundle.
I was going to say Baxcalibur, but yes, okay. Iron Bundle as well. Yeah, sure. I can imagine that thing does not want to take even an Icy Wind. I just did a quick calc on Baxcalibur versus Landorus Therian. And that's a 116% damage Ice Shard. Wow. It's a guaranteed OHKO against Landorus Therian.
I was going to say, like, maybe Landorus will replace Arcanine, but if you're forced to terrestrialize it just to turn it into an Arcanine, is it really worth a slot on your team? Oh, okay, you're going to Fire Terra it just so you turn it back into an Arcanine.
Yeah, I do want to see now just how much an Icy Wind does. Yep. Icy Wind is also a guaranteed one-hit KO.
Oh, yeah. If Ice Shard does it, Icy Wind will do it.
Imagine all the problems of Dragonite without multi-scale cutting the damage in half.
But at the same time, you can make the argument that technically Landorus is as good as it's ever been because of terrestrialization, because now you have the option of not dying to it.
Sometimes.
But then you could always Hydro Pump it, right? Because then that's always a guaranteed super effective hit, I guess.
Yeah, Iron Bundle isn't going anywhere. Ice and Water is nuts.
What? Yeah, I'm going to go back and look at the home list now because what can stop? Is there anything here that can stop Bundle? Because that is annoying.
That is a very good question.
Ice and Water. That's such a good offensive typing.
I'm trying to think of like things that you can terrestrialize into to get rid of the ice weakness or make ice not very effective.
I don't think it's possible.
Water super effective and vice versa. I think. Right? Because you go into, ground is just a write-off. You go into flying type, you are weak to ice.
Yeah, it's a really good offensive typing because there is no way to be ineffective against both of the types.
Yeah.
It has the same thing as Fluttermane, same reason, right? They're just doesn't share a common weakness.
Because Iron Bundle, it wrecks the Grass Fire Water core.
Yeah, it breaks it.
Wow. Specifically because of Freeze Dry, because Freeze Dry doing super effective to water, like just throws the whole thing on its head.
Man,
right? You've got Hydro Pump for the fire, Bundle. You've got Freeze Dry for the grass, but you've also got Freeze Dry for the water. So wow. Okay.
The only thing that I can think of that can maybe put a damper on it is another steel type.
Alolan Dugtrio.
No. I was going to say a Hisuian Goodra, maybe, because Dragon Steel, you'll be neutral, but its special defense is so ridiculously high that it's not going to dent it. And you can hit it back with a special attack, which Bundle is very weak in special defense. So maybe Hisuian Goodra, maybe Dialga, definitely Dialga. Well, Dialga is not going to be seen for a while, so let's ignore that. I mean, you could be a fire type. It's not like they're hitting the Hydro Pumps anyway.
Yeah. Oh my gosh! Wow, 150 base special defense for Hisuian Goodra.
Oh, that thing's going to be nice too. We kind of glazed over it today, or glossed over it today. It's going to be pretty good though. It's better Goodra.
I don't respect too many Pokemon that have the same stat for its attack and its special attack.
Wait, in
VGC anyway.
I'm going to try to convince you real quick.
Okay.
So Goodra, I just have to double check that Hisuian Goodra gets the exact same thing.
It gets Sap Sipper or Shell Armor.
Okay, so Goodra has base 70 defense, right?
Okay.
And there's currently a Goodra set going around that is absolutely annoying that I'm curious to see if you played against it yet. It's the Acid Armor Body Press. Have you played against that yet?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
So what makes that super toxic is that you can't spore it. You can go for Water Terra, which Goodra just covers perfectly, and you're only weak to electric because you can't get grass moved because of Sap Sipper.
Right.
You get the +2 from the Acid Armor in defense, and then you can Body Press. This is off of base 70. Hisuian Goodra is base 100 in defense with base 150 special defense.
And it does get Acid Armor.
I'm double checking.
Okay.
It does get Body Press.
Armor. Yeah, it does.
And it does get Acid Armor. Yeah, so this is just going to be a better version of the Goodra that we have. Yeah.
Okay.
Does it get Heavy Slam?
Consider this. Riddle me this. Acid Armor on the first turn.
Okay.
Get the +2. Right?
Yeah.
It's +2.
+2.
Yeah, okay. Trick. No, you can't even trick an Assault Vest. There's no way because you can't.
Yeah.
You can't hold it.
You tried.
I was so close. Oh, well. Okay. Still, 150 special defense is pretty insane.
Where did you see Acid Armor on Hisuian?
It is an egg move. By prior evolution. Sliggoo gets it.
Oh, okay. Also, Hisuian Goodra gets Heavy Slam.
Yeah, it does.
So Fluttermane, beware. Yeah, I would run this as a physical attacker.
Mm-hmm.
You might as well, yeah. It's better as a physical attacker. Or just like max defense with Heavy Slam.
Yeah. Or, hear me out.
Oh.
Eviolite Sliggoo.
We're cooking. Listen, what is Fluttermane going to do to an Eviolite Sliggoo? Sliggoo has a Hisuian too, right? Yeah, it does.
Mm-hmm. It's Steel Dragon.
Are the stats any different?
I mean,
they are.
Yeah.
Very. It's literally better Sliggoo, yeah.
I say go for it, you know?
Listen, man, that's 113 special defense that gets multiplied by 50%.
Yep.
Times 1.5.
You are adding in roughly
170 base stat.
170 base special defense. Adding in 60-40. You're adding in 100 base stat points.
Mm-hmm.
You're sitting at 552, baby.
It's a strong Pokemon right there.
Bring in your Sliggoos.
Yeah, forget Goodra. It's all about Slagudra.
Slagudra. That's what I would name it. I would absolutely name it Slagudra. That's what I'm just pulling up right now.
Hive mind.
Because I need to make sure that I answer some questions. And I'm not just saying words so that people don't think that there's dead air on the podcast while I'm pulling up the question. Last week I asked, what would be the coolest place to have a Pokemon regional? Think of a cool vacation spot you'd like to have Pokemon at.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. This was the vacation episode. David says San Andreas Island in Colombia would be lovely. There's going to be a lot of locations here that I'm just not familiar with, and I'm down for that. That's really cool. Like Joe, for example, who says a lake.
Just a lake.
Yep. You know what? It would be really cool to have a Pokemon regional in a lake.
Just actually on a raft in the middle of the ocean on a boat. Oh, VGC cruise.
VGC cruise.
Just world should be in international waters. Everyone get on a boat.
Anything goes.
Where have we landed? Where have we set sail?
Totally. Bobby says Alaska. You did say a cool place. Coolest place in the US. The snow teams would make sense.
Everyone will run snow, yeah.
Yep. Insane Sheep says Honolulu regionals for the Pacific Island, East Asian, Western US players. I'm surprised that we haven't had a Honolulu regionals. We had a Worlds in Hawaii once, right?
We did have Worlds, yeah. It was probably one of the Sun and Moon, since that game was based off of Hawaii. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We went to the US twice.
Oh, and we had Sword and Shield in London.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
But for some reason, we're not going to Spain or Portugal.
Well,
real talk. If they do go to Portugal, like, it's been a while since I've been back home. So,
well, there you go.
I take that trip.
Well, I imagine because this is the first Worlds of what is going to probably be more than one Worlds in Scarlet and Violet. They can't just have it there all the time.
They'll go back eventually.
Yeah, I hope. I hope Worlds this year is going to be, I want to say like a lukewarm group of Pokemon, but not the full roster for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Seabass McChops says probably Antarctica. That place gets pretty cold. Gotta say,
listen, we
what up, Seabass McChops?
Yeah, how you doing?
That's all I really had to say.
What up?
We saw your name. We saw you at, where was it? Hartford.
Hartford, yeah, the place that we were at together.
Yeah, that place.
But we saw you on the roster.
Yeah.
We didn't think that was actually your name.
Didn't realize. Didn't realize you could do that. That's really cool. C Shorty M says Kansas City because that's where I live and my mom thinks I'm pretty cool. Yeah.
Congratulations, you made Kevin laugh. Hardest thing to do ever.
Trumpet G says the Grand Canyon or Mount Rushmore. Any national landmarks would be amazing. There could even be special Pokemon like water rock types for Mount Rushmore and ground types for Grand Canyon. Why has nobody said Stonehenge
for we went to England
Stonejourner?
Because
it's right there.
Fair.
Jetpack the 67 says POV waiting for this episode to release since like 6 a.m. waiting for Pokemon Home to drop. Yeah.
You're a day early, friend.
No, I think he's referring to last week. Thank you for waiting.
Last
week I had to release late because we recorded like dummy late. Like right now. So we'll see what happens. No, it'll be fine. Yeah, a couple of good other ones hear me out. You do it on the floor of a hotel and have the rooms just tables for play. Obviously, never had.
That's what it used to be.
That's what it used to be.
This is what we had to do. Yeah. I used to have to play on the floor. You try connecting the old DSIRs together. They had to be aligned perfectly for exactly 10 seconds before they could connect. And then the infrared would magically work. And then you could separate it maybe a couple of feet. And if anyone moved like this, disconnected.
It's over.
GG.
This person sounds like they know the struggle.
Oh, yeah. They've been there, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Mewtwo and Altura says, let's be honest, my home Singapore. We have the world's first non-Japanese Pokemon Center. A lot of cool attractions and cool merch, too. P.S. Tinglu has Earthquake, but absolutely no actual EQ. That Tinglu has Earthquake, but he don't care.
I would love to go to Singapore.
Sure.
I feel like that's on a bucket list.
Sure. Yeah, definitely.
There's a lot of
Singapore's
places
beautiful.
There's a lot of places in like Southeast Asia that get overlooked so much, and I'm just like, why?
Yeah.
They're lovely.
Yeah. Anyway, make sure you go and respond to today's question because it's a good one.
The home one.
The home one. I want to thank you all so much for listening to this episode of Pokésports. This weekend, if you see Kevin in Milwaukee,
say hi.
Say just hi.
What do you want people to say? Okay. Yeah. I don't know. You decide for me.
Okay.
You know what? I won't even know what it is. Hold on. Go.
Okay. Cool. If you see Kevin in Milwaukee, make sure you ask him how many hats he has. That's what you should do. There you go.
Can I come back now? Okay.
You can come back.
Putting my headset back on.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's going to be a good question. And
whatever the question is, I'm probably just going to answer it honestly. Like I won't notice the first time.
Yeah.
Until the second and third time, I'm like, okay, something's happening.
Eventually you'll start to clue in. So your goal for next week is to tell me what question
people said.
I told people to ask you. Yeah.
We just made a game.
And if you see me this weekend, leave me alone. I'm trying to be with my family.
If you see me, we've got a problem.
Yeah.
I've gotten kicked out and I had nowhere else to go but Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm saying if you see me like at a grocery store or something.
I know you could. Yeah. Leave them alone.
But yeah, thanks so much for watching and listening. You can always check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/Pokésports if you want to see new and interesting battles every single day with teams that people provide us on the Discord, as well as teams that we find from all places of the internet and teams that we make. That's all stuff that we do. Yeah, that's pretty much the best place to find us right now. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next week. Good luck in Milwaukee, Kevin. We're rooting for you.
Good luck grocery shopping.
But remember, Pokemon battles are full of surprises.
Incredible.
I wish the soundboard would work. It can't.
It's okay. I got you.
It doesn't matter. If we're just going to have to pretend that the
not holding back
that the outro theme is playing right now. So all right. Bye.
Right.